Hi everyone, this is Janine and I'm just chilling over here working on my book. I'm going to write a song for Daniel because he always does it for me on Valentine's Day, and I've got a small message that I wanted to pass on to him, knowing how everything's been out here in Florida since I moved here. Feels very similar to New York. Move here, get it kind of set up, and then Daniel hightails it to an auto show. This time I actually went, so it was awesome. And then he hightails it to Minnesota, and I'm chilling alone. But it's totally cool because it gives me enough time to write another song that I'm feeling really inspired by today. It's about the way I realized that I was still a Disney princess. Thanks all to my dad back in the day. I'm one of 5 children, the youngest daughter. I was always known as his little princess. And I realized that a lot of that kept me really sane while I was going through everything in Joshua Tree and Yucca, and I just realized this isn't actually turned, but it's all good. I'll figure that out in a second. I am talking. And because of that, it had me then go to college and realize what I wanted to do was be spectacular, whatever I wanted. And I wanted to be an engineer based on one of my things that me and my dad's girlfriend talked about once. Nancy told me about civil engineering, and it sounded pretty cool. But I was like, I want to be an architect. Architecture didn't work out, but because I had that conversation, I marked it on the box, and I got in, and I was actually really good at it. And I'm realizing I'm walking around here, I actually picked up a lot more than I ever thought I wanted to about stuff that I was never actually in charge of when I was working there. Finds out that I'm actually really good at safety, and I'm really good at having people feel good about safety, and people not wanting to hide things, so they actually tell me what's actually going on. So it is kind of fun, because today I didn't have to go through rules or legislation, because I'm realizing it wouldn't have worked at City Hall. Just talking to some of the guys, they actually went back and fixed it. So legislation's broken, although the people still talk, and the people understand that they want their people safe. So they do it because they want to, not because they have to, and it's not because they're being told by someone else, this is going to dictate how much you actually make. So I thought that was pretty cool today when I was watching that. Literally conspire out of something that was being done and overlooked. So what I also did today was I went all the way down and got my boot camp set up. I know that I'm going to be under Jim, who used to be a military guy and still is active. He's going to do from 7 to 7:45 because they're only 45 minutes long. And then right after I leave there from doing a boot camp, I'm going to run all the way to work, or run here, change, and get all showered up. That shouldn't take me more than even 5 minutes, so I should be back ready and getting changed in less than 10 because I have work at 9:30. Although after tomorrow, they'll already understand that I'm going to boot camp, and it might actually be pretty cool because I'm going to talk about it and see if any of my coworkers want to join me, because they're going to be like, you're crazy, man, and I'm like, you are too. Let's do it. Because I already know me and Steven are going to be doing it because we are both representing 2 important teams. There are the Howlkins, that is short for Howland and shorter for Watkins, and together they have the Howkins. Those are all the children, anyone who's related or even closely familiated, or you've been considered one of my mom's children, or you've been considered a little brother or a little sister. You are welcome. Also, Matt knows this rule. He's been adding Megan, Ren, Shannon. I don't know what you've been doing. Hopefully you've been having our family grow. Besides just having it, I'm not going to lie, there's a lot more people out here than in there. Not important, though, because I'm realizing that I actually want Ren to have another kid. I'm not going to lie, Megan, I'm good with you just having London, because, like, she is a fireball in herself. Never make her climb down her bed if she doesn't want to. Oh my gosh, after watching Free Soloist, Megan, after growing up in Joshua Tree, I realized some of the coolest people were the ones who were climbing on the weekends and not necessarily going to the movies. I mean, I really liked listening to all my music and drama on the inside, but if I would have been exploring instead, man, who knows? I'd be a free soloist. I could still be. Anyway, I love that you let London climb on the back of the bed. I guess I'll send this to Megan too, because, yeah. There's also a really cool gift that I have now based on a thought Matt gave me when he gave me my courage board when he came and saw me in New York City. And it's awesome because I actually wrapped The Alchemist on it based on the way that Daniel wrapped the time when he gave me The Little Prince, and he had Crystal give it to me. So now I'm going to have Daniel give this book to Jeannie. And so it's literally paying it forward. So he gets to be the crystal that gave me The Little Prince. And The Alchemist, I'm not going to lie, Daniel, when it comes to books that are more known, more people know about The Alchemist, which is really funny because, I mean, I don't know if The Alchemist has a movie, but if they do, I mean, The Little Prince already got to me. So now I'm like, gosh dang it, these are like really high. Like, this is like, this is like that episode of South Park where Butters was the informant to figure out what the like second graders were doing. And he was like talking about their stuff, like, wow, they've got a dance number. Wow, they've got all this stuff. And so then the 5th graders like, we're going to get shown up by freaking 2nd graders. Oh, no. They got like dance numbers. They had like a flying chicken. Like, this was an all-out great performance. Oh, my gosh. I love that episode. You know what, Daniel? That is my favorite Christmas episode ever. We're going to watch that one. I'm going to ask Matt if he remembers it, too. Because you asked me and I told you cat dog, and then we couldn't find my favorite cat dog. Okay, now I gotta also send this to Matthew. So Matthew, Hyrule Matthew. Actually, I'm just gonna call you Hyrule. Hyrule, there was an episode where it was cat dog, and we already know that dog loves mud wrestling, like super mud wrestling. And we know cat, well, cat's just like a cleaning. He likes to pretend like he doesn't pretend. He actually really does like the finer things. And so I forgot what he really wanted because it doesn't matter. At the end of the story, it's kind of like when the girl cut off her hair to buy her husband the wristwatch leather strap, but then he sold his wristwatch to buy her the finest combs. But this one's funny because Winslow, who's like the mediator, he explains that to people in very simple words. And what Kat ended up doing was, what did he sell? I can't even remember what he sold. It's not even important. He sold something so he could buy Dog mud wrestler outfit. And then Dog ended up selling his like sumo wrestler rink or whatnot, so he could afford to buy Kat whatever it was that Kat really wanted. And so you're like, oh my gosh, they both lost out. But then Dog, being Dog, so I think he might be Taoism, he's like, but then I returned what I bought you for whatever it was that you went, because I bought you also a sumo wrestler, like, Sports Mania sweater. And he's like, because I looked up the recipe for mud, and it's really easy to make. And I'm so sad, Daniel, that you will never be able to see that episode, because I can't find it, and you can't find it either. And if you can't find it, no one's gonna find it. But that's literally why that was like my favorite, and I reference it so much, but I realized maybe other people didn't grow up with Cat Dog. I mean, that was kind of a weird time. I'm kind of glad I hung on for SpongeBob, because what happened in the jump from me not liking it is then Megan started watching it. And it was like me and Matt already kind of knew all that stuff. So we already had a connection with our sister in SpongeBob, because she saw us as too old to watch that show for the first time. And then when we saw her, we're like, we're too old now that that's your first time watching it. So it is kind of funny because only certain things lap over. Disney, however, Disney laps over 10 times old. I don't know how they do that. They stay so relevant. You know what I realized? I actually do want a drum. That's cool, actually. If I learned how to hit certain ones, that's actually a really cool rhythm. Okay, Daniel, I'm going to give you the real reason I'm here right now. I was going to go around with the intention on not writing a great song. I was actually going with the intention on making a really cool rap about how I've been feeling lately, because I realize when I add a musical instrument, all of a sudden I feel like I haven't mastered the first part, which is the vocals, so I don't know how the rhythm is supposed to sound, although I've been trying my first instrument as a string instrument, although I'm still grounded in like beat and percussion. And it's kind of funny. I've never really thought about it that way. I mean, I even made the Beat of Light. Beat of Light. Beat of Life. But it's just funny. I just said Beat of Light. Anyway, I made that with the intention on it having myself get grounded. And it was funny because I created that, and then literally you were there in that workshop. I mean, but you already knew I wrote those parts in the book. So it was kind of cool that what she had been reading in my book and then her having that idea for her class, when she reread that section, she's like, wait, did you write that section before my class or after? But I've had the beat of life literally since the beginning. And it's so bizarre and it's so cool and it's so wild that I'm finally running into the people who I've been writing about. Like, it's so funny. She came into being because I was ready to create her in my book. Wow. It's going to be like Benjamin Franklin is, well, he didn't like the name Wayburn. So now he's Philida. How funny. I rewrote him because of Benjamin Franklin. He's like, I want to be named Philida. Okay, well, I'm going to get back to my book. Although, are you ready for your rap, my love? It's 11:07 right now on this timer thing. That was kind of funny that I caught that. And 11:11, make a wish. This is going to be the best rap ever. Title. A Walk in the Life. Pay for the envy at their expenses. Pay for the envy at their expenses. Pay for the envy at their expenses. See, there's no rhyme and reason telling us how to do anything. It's a different way of comedy from the beginning. See, there is this thing called sarcasm. People live by it and die by it. And as they continue, they want you to try it. But the moment that they realize that you are not of conspiracy, that everything that you have is just part of theory, and if they really are divine, then they will start to hear me, because for the first time, I'm realizing it very clearly. We are all children of whatever world or rhyme. And if you keep remembering, we can go back in time to rewrite what the history was, when, and were, when we realize that you were before a ma'am and I was before a sir. And then we continue to go all around and realize that it has been coming from ground, that as we continue with rocks over stars, we realize that we all can come from Mars. And if we came from Mars, then why is it so that in Earth we keep casting a shadow? As I see it very clearly from now, I was in the past what you are present. How? Because we continue with these perpetuated 22s. We're perpetuating catching from those far from view. They can see it, but behind, they do not believe you can ever escape what you've put to fate. Because in wisdom, rhymes, and words, we all find ourselves looking so freaking absurd when we think that we can escape what we can't catch. But if we put out there, we can always get. Whatever we saw is what we thought. So if we throw a beautiful future, guess what we've got? We've got that future where as soon as you open that door out about, you will be here, there, under, from the east to the south, and all the way back. That's how you can go if you travel, and you always know this is so. You know, the craziest thing about everything is that it's all made up. It's all made up. And we continue to write stories that we don't even like the endings to, because we tell ourselves that the fairy tale's not realistic. Well, I'm going to let you know, it doesn't always have to be realistic for you. Although know that some people have had it a lot worse, and it continues to go until they let go. And what do you know? What once was bridges and walls and hedges fall down just as so, as anything lit, wrapped, and shipped out to go can always follow backwards, just the way of the flow. The flow goes like liquid. It goes by rock, it goes by word. And one may be present physically, but one can always be heard inside of the heart that has decayed into oil, or it could be more. I do not even toil with what could have been turned into such beautiful bliss has now been repetrified in grim grimace mist. And it's not good or bad. It's not happy or mad. It's not revengeful or glad. It is just what we had. And it comes and it goes, and it may if you flow, but if you don't go, then what? Who knows? It's funny we fear, although we can't see, but it's a lot darker and dimmer if those don't follow the light you see, that there's only treasures, and treasures unknown by all these little taverns that people hold on to, things that they don't share, to things they don't show. There's one thing for certain. If you open up, though, you realize how big this world can be. Even when you look out of your balcony, you're still in the small little crevice you see. But one thing's for certain. You're still not all free. It's past here, you know, beyond what is wild. There isn't just happiness left in a child. The child grew up, and you weren't aware. But it's okay, do not despair, for that child knows she was not free, but she knows she's a bird, and you know what the bird said? It's so absurd. That bird knew the word, it knew the word well, and when it sang, oh, hell, it let it all out. What a sight it was seen. This cage bird was beautiful. Although she was not green with envy, not greed, with lust. And lust is what people call green paper. They must chase down to the hollows where there isn't a sight of any great, great wonders in this trover of troves to tell tonight. She would not have Rick and Morty or any of these stubs, the home that was casted a shadow, that broke out with doves, and these memorable wonders of the wonderful city everyone knows that used to be almost the value of today's penny. But as we see now, we can continue to explore and realize that we have come all the way before to a place that actually was made out here. But don't you know, this was something I got in Cali one day, I don't know. And it's funny because right below it, I explore everything that I've always wanted for. This is my vision board. It's a decadent dream. It's what I used to consider Janine to be supreme until I realized, what the I don't even know. Half these things, I come, I go ahead and jump. The traveler with awe, it's time to speak up. Let it go, mellow out. I trust my process with all of my might because I'm supporting culture. That's my mission, right? To always know that I can go, whether I play a musical instrument or talk it out so. The candle's not bleak, it's not even set, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't have it lit yet. I've had them for years. I've always known that for me, things are things. They come and they go. Although I'm realizing as this princess who was trapped, this is not just a silly medicinal rap. I don't even know how to explain it or how, but I've always had this power. Orientation just made it proud, and then I could speak it in words and in wonder, and some people would come up and say, are you Sonder? And then I realized that was my moment. That's when I got it, and it was to show for nothing besides the man who told me Korra was beyond a boy named Aang, and you know what? Those guys were actually of the elements. And I realized from great, great descent, I was made to be called Sonder. That was true all along. Although I did not even realize that until one shared, and it went on, that people saw me as this other name, no less glamorous, no less wonder, although I always felt more light when I thought of Sonder, although it was when I was told in the beginning that what my life was doing was really just winning. And in the biggest desert storm of all untold, a thunder was born. It came from a girl who laughed first after the world exploded in a sundust of burst. I was told to kneel down. I was about to be granted a name that has not been claimed, nor was it ever to be gained, until the space pope came up to me and he crowned me down, and you see what he see is not just what I thought or even knows how to begin. It wasn't the winning, it was the real win. That's how my life has been. I've never had it clearer from the time I have breakfast all the way down to dinner. That's why the space pope crowned me. Out of winning what I had won, I was always a winner. And that was clear to the sun. And in that moment, I was no longer Sonder. I knew what I had heard. On this language, my Sonder, the winner is word. Although I know where I have come from and where I go, on Mars I feel I left that planet without the fifth element, so I see where my first copy is meant to go. Up, up, and away, my first draft will go. At Burning Man, it will be the only time it will ever been seen. And after it gets cast out in the fire, forever it would have been. My schedules, my dates, my little whiz and quos, all in a beautiful composition book with red bubbles on it. So I know where I'm supposed to go. I'm where it's supposed to journey. This is the only book that I'm bringing to the temple this year with me. It has traveled quite far. It was the first page I ever wrote of my note. And as far as it goes, I will forever be in dote. To wonder and to think, why didn't we ever think it so? Benjamin Franklin and these other presidents, guys, they should have known this stuff, no? Like, why was it people in Africa way long ago could have these textiles be saved for thousands of years, yet these famous men put them on a paper delicate sew? What was the point? Did they want it to be destroyed? They thought, piss, these people won't care about it. A way it will void, knowing that we should always rewrite it not based on the scripture that is in stone. It should be an evolution of word that we should follow on home. Happy Valentine's Day, Daniel, and Space Pope, and Matthew, and Megan. Cheers. SW Mileu. And the crowd goes wild. Upside, upside, upside. This is like the part where you put in, what it was called, bloopers or something, or voiceover, or we can make up a bunch of like fake titles and stuff and just have them go by and they can all be played by me. Because I'm that awesome. Yeah, like, you can pretend like I'm the one who's whooshing around the fan, like the power went out, so I had to continue to play by. I had to keep myself hydrated with all those drinks. I had to hire these crews of owls. They've literally traveled with me since literally the plane ride into LaGuardia. Yeah, Matt, you are hilarious as a brother, once you know. I had 2 carry-ons, and I had to pack those 2 things in them. because you needed me to take those owls. You're so funny. I love you so much. You're so funny. I don't know who these owls are going to end up to, but... Or this is ending up... Actually, that's really funny. Should I... You know what? I already said I'm going to. Wow, what did I write? My name is Janine Iona Watkins. I'm going to attempt to get my life in some sort of order again. Wish me luck. July 19, 2015. Every day I will attempt to do a to-do list, right on, for the next day to track progress of becoming my ideal team coordinator. Oh, I was so good at stuff. July 20, 2015. Okay, I did it for 20, 21. Fuck. 21 goes to August 5th, then August 7th. I guess I didn't keep up with it very well. What is that? Aww. Gordon picks, I don't know what this is. A lot of things have been surfacing. This was on August 5th, 2015. Oh, this is Megan's birthday. Try to keep track. Don't slip up at all. Okay, let's see what I did. Start a California leg burn. Oh, this is when I was... Wow, this is when I really believed in this. Okay, start a California leg before you move, which I did. I actually created one in... where was that place? I got General. I don't remember where he was. Hope everything's going well with him. Get your motorcycle license. Check. Sell my car for $20,000 before going to New York City. Check. That was a $20,000 worth of car. I know, I paid for that, and I gave it to Matt. And for the rest of it, I gave... I hope that wasn't important. Okay. Grow my hair halfway down my back. Ugh. I tried. Oh, you know what? I did. I did my best. I did my best every time I thought about it. I think that was a lot. Get completely clear skin, no acne. I still have it every once in a while, but I'm pretty good. Check you out, Janine. You remember when you had that crazy problem? Okay. Check. Keep traveling. Check. Check, check, double check. Moved to New York City by March 2016. Did I do that? No, I did in August. Oh, because I wanted to stay. Dude, that was so awesome. Check. Sell Burning Man tickets for Ryan. Wow. And that was, wow. Wow. A lot of things have been surfacing. Try to keep track, but don't slip up at all. Wow. You got free of that when you sold that ticket. Good thing you went to Burning Man. Thank you. Control and contact my future self. Haven't really done that yet. I mean, I guess making these videos are kind of good. I'm going to say check. And I'll keep checking. Okay. Write, check, give it to Biggie for Ryan. Oh, yeah. Fun stuff. What did I write on that? I wrote WSH A5S2. Wow, how do you remember that? Okay. Right. Oh, make a copy of ID. Oh, insurance and ice. Perfect. Put that on your cup. Perfect. Have it set. Check. Okay, and then I wanted to go to Astral Head Wash, which was at 415 and Itzratz, and then Bitch Braid Camp. I don't think I went there. Oh my gosh. Wait, no, this is in August. I already have come back. Maybe I will get dreads. I'll figure that out. Okay, the weekend. This weekend and next will be my greatest. August 24th. Life challenges to date. Let me complete everything I need to by Friday afternoon. Awesome. I'm going to give this to Bella. I'll see what she thinks of it. And then I'm going to let her know, write everything you want, everything that you miss, everything. And whatever you don't want in your life, I will burn it. I won't even read it. I'll just burn it. Okay. What would life be like if I had everything I wanted? Would you help or hinder would you help or hinder others, J9? Would you continue down the path of righteousness? Burning Man, August, I went 29th, but it was at the 30th. Do I know who you think you are? I'm overly excited and so ready, but only ready about not being ready, ... I know what I wish to discover at Burning Man. I hope to get to. I wish to know why I came back to Earth. What is my meaning of life? San Francisco. I will meet with Eric KH again. Dang it. Met him at Taco Tuesday. Oh, so I wasn't going to have to meet him. Dang it. It's so funny. That's funny. I was supposed to go to San Francisco to meet this Eric guy again. But, Daniel, you're writing me. I always take a short, dang it. I always just miss you. Anyway, but because I met him again at the Taco Tuesday, I said I didn't put 2 and 2 together, ... next time. So that means I wasn't going to meet him again in San Francisco. Okay, so then I said driving back home, 12:08 p.m. The burn is over. I hope I am more sure of myself, and at this point, I'm more confident and comfortable being me. I almost texted Ryan last night, and I'm still debating if I should, but I don't have to. I'm going to let life happen. I'm not in control. I don't have to be. The part I love of my Ryan is still with me. That was obvious this week. Wow. Okay, that was really lighthearted, Janine Watkins. In the past, I am so proud of you. I forgot this part. Aw. Okay, I really have to answer Daniel in a second. Half obvious that week. He's still with me. Oh my God, I wrote it down. WSH-A5S2. Wow, I love you, Ryan Eugene Nichols. Just so everyone knows, the reason that's so big is because it's literally his favorite Shakespeare quote. There is a divinity that shapes our future. Rough hew them how we will. Man. Jinx, you owed me! Ashai Kawaddle, 530 Esplanade DMV. Man. Talk about nerd. Who plans out their Burning Man like that? If you're burn. Everyone knows where I'm at. And if I'm not there, they know where else I might be at. The coolest concert I ever saw was during a sandstorm. What's a camel's favorite flower? Chamomile. Immediacy at its finest. And this was the craziest shirt I had ever seen. I tried to freely schedule it first. Learn from everyone, follow no one. Wow. I know who the real Reginald is. Wow, he wrote that song Rocket Man. As of right now, I am not the good of an artist, but I do believe I will become one. I am not that good of an artist. I am going to test myself and pass. I do believe I am designed for something greater, and this week has truly shown me that. I am a creator and a teacher and a lover and love. Thank you, Burning Man. You are amazing. Thoughts right now. It's hard not to cry. It's hard not to think of you when I see you everywhere. I just thought about driving to your house to go and talk to you, but you'd think my hair unruly, my outfit is too dirty, and my smell inappropriate. You never loved me. You lusted for me, and that's now gone. Pity. Wow. Wow, Janine. It's funny, though. My character, Saundra, is actually 42 years old. I wrote that. I put Arian was 54. Admiral's 177 was called, my original book was not called Here Lies Sonder Light. Oh, it's saying it's overheating. I gotta hang up soon. It was actually gonna be called Working Child. I forgot that. The group arrives in 15 minutes, ready to leave Porto Madalano.